Baby, I'm just over here getting my tea together because the tea is hot. Okay?
What is it?
So Mariah Carey and Anderson Paak. I know people have had a lot of questions about them, and nothing has been confirmed as of yet. But I feel like at this point, do we need to see any more?
No.
They're together. It's a thing.
Listen, it's fine.
I would literally, they're together, in my opinion. So I want to point out, let's start recent. So recently, Mariah Carey and Anderson Paak were out. They were headed, this was Sunday, they were headed to the Bird Street Cafe. Mariah has the 90s Mariah curls, and it's giving date night.
Okay.
There's a photo of them hopping out of a car. He's smiley, helping her out of the car, and they're headed into the spot. The Bird Street Cafe is a spot in Hollywood that a lot of people go to. Like, a lot of big names head there for like dinner, drinks, all of that. But when we talked about the iHeart Awards, that happened March 17th. Now, okay, so Sunday was the 23rd. iHeart Awards was March 17th. I forgot to mention that Anderson Paak was there with her and actually escorted her to the stage. He's such a gentleman.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is bait now for her. And I, not that she has to do it, but I would love to hear her come out and talk about what this is.
She never talks about anything, though. Mariah doesn't. She never talked about Nick. She's never talked about anybody. And Anderson Paak he's newly divorced, right? He got divorced in, I think, 2024. And Mariah's single. Let mama live.
So what's up?
Period. Well, I will say, when Mariah first divorced Nick Cannon, she doesn't talk to many people, but I did have a conversation with her for TMZ, and she talked to me about, she told me not to get married. She told me not to do it, and she called Nick. She friend zoned Nick Cannon. She called him the homie, basically, and was like, you know what I mean? So, and that was like a 30, 40-minute conversation. She was into it. She wanted to talk about it.
This was after.
This was after she divorced Nick Cannon. Okay. But Jess, I know you had mentioned this to me earlier.
Yeah, she was with Brian Tanaka.
I did not know that.
Right after Nick. I think that was her first relationship right after Nick.
Who the hell is Brian Tanaka?
So I looked it up because I said to Jess, I'm like, I think this is her like first public relationship since the Nick Cannon stuff. But Jess mentioned Brian. So he is a dancer choreographer. They met like on a tour.
Oh, I remember, homie.
Yeah, and she started dating him officially in 2016, and they ended in December of 2023. But that was right after Nick Cannon.
Yeah, and that was very quiet. And it was like quiet. We seen her with somebody, but I guess because people didn't know him as much, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay. And he also is an actor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's in Beauty and Black, the Tyler Perry show I was talking about this morning. But yeah.
I did not. I literally did not know that he was an actor as well too. So yeah, I just wanted to add a little update here. Another outing, Anderson Paak and Mariah Carey. So shout out to them. Yeah. Shout out to my girl Mimi.
Let her be happy. You know what I mean?
So, I wonder how Mariah is though, right? And the reason I say that is every hood dude that has ever done a song with us says she loves to go in the studio. Uncle Murder says she was in the studio all night chilling, drinking, ordering wings. Cameron said the same thing. She a vibe,
it sound like.
And remember that viral video where she was with a DJ and she was like, I'm doing the best I can with what I got.
Yeah, that's
and then she started dancing. She ain't care.
Yeah, that's what's the DJ that was also DJing for for Wendy on Wendy's show?
That's
one. He's up there too as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's one.
Well, I will say, when I met her and I had that brief, it was like 30, 40 minutes, but I was shocked. She was so down to earth. It was very much like she was just giving me like big sister advice, like, baby girl, live your life, do your big one, and then figure that out.
If you ever want to see something funny, watch the interview she did up here, where she turned off all the lights and had her own light man here, just shine a light.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that. She did that at the awards show too, at the iHeart Awards. She said, "Is the lighting good? Because you know how I feel about lighting."
Real life diva.
I love that for her.
That's right.
Well, moving on to other relationship stuff. Nelly has some people upset. He sat down with Bootleg Kev and he talked about his decision to marry Ashanti. Let's take a listen.
Kudos to you guys figuring out how to hide a wedding. How hard was that for that not to get out until after it happened?
Once we found out that she was pregnant, it was just like, I didn't want this to be
child out of wedlock.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, you guys were probably already planning,
Well, we hadn't talked about it yet, but I was like, yo, you know what? Let's just knock this out because we're going to be doing so much and everything's moving so fast. Yeah, I didn't want her to be a baby mama because we already knew, if we're back like this, this must be what this is supposed to be. I base any relationship on, does this person bring more good to your life than bad?
Yeah.
Any relationship. It could be your relationship with your parents, your kids, your homie,
whatever. Yeah.
Anything. Does this person bring more good to your life than bad? And if they do, then great.
Do y'all find a problem with that? Anything he said?
No.
I can see why people would be nosy and why women would be upset.
Why do you see, Envy? What do you see?
Because he didn't say, I was going to marry her anyway. She got pregnant and we just did it early. From that interview, it makes it seem like, oh, she was pregnant, so I said, let's get married. But we know that's not the case.
Exactly.
But that's why I would say people would get all up in a tizzy. Oh my gosh, get their panties in a bunches, whatever they say. But he didn't say that, that was the woman of her dreams. He said that, I didn't want to make her baby mama. So that's what I'm sure people would.
That is correct. So people, there were some pushback on this because people felt like, well, why didn't you marry her anyway before a baby came into play? But I mean, he spoke about just her being such good in his life and knowing that, he was very sure about it. So I'm sure it would have happened. I think, to me, when I heard it, I knew that people would react that way, but I also heard it with the ears of like, this is a man who loves this woman, who wants to, like, I deserved, like, I owe you this. I have to make your life full. This is what you deserve. I want you to have that. Not every woman. I mean, that's because they're gonna be mad at me. But most women are knowing his woman, knowing Ashanti. He was under the impression that that's what she wanted, even though they didn't have a conversation about it. I thought that was a point too. Like they didn't talk about it, but he knew this is what she wanted, and he did it.
And he had a lot of years to sit with it and think about it because he spent the block. You know what I mean? Well, they both spent the block, chose to spend the block on each other. So I just think it was just like if he said, you know what I mean? You would think that I see why people feel away, but I just think he didn't get to say it. It's just something that he didn't get to say in the interview. You know what I mean? Because I think he always wanted to marry her.
Yeah, I think people pick apart everything that somebody says to be like, I told you. But knowing them, both of them, before the baby, before they got married, how they used to be and go out to the club and invite people, like, they love each other. Like, they do fun things. It ain't like the old stuffed up couple. No, they like to go out. They like to party. They like to go to dinner. Like, they love each other. That's both Ashanti and Nelly.
I was saying that to Jess.
Friends. Yes.
I was saying if I get married, that's the type of marriage I want. Like, I'm not like a keep me in the house type. Like, let's go out, let's have a good time. Like, let's
like, they go over and beyond. Like, I need to get him a birthday gift. What do you suggest? Oh, I need to get her. Like, they like that.
That's what's up. Very thoughtful.
Let's
that.
Let's run it up. Let's shut it down. Let's have a good time.
She bought that man. I can say now. She bought that man a '64 Impala convertible with the hydraulics, with the system. Like, when I say she was so detailed, envy. I want a blue one with this and that. I want to surprise him. Can you drop it off? Can you like? They're over in love with each other.
And he loves cars.
Yeah, and he loves cars. Yeah.
Period. You see what I'm saying? I think sometimes people just gotta learn to mind their business because you know your person. He knew what Ashanti wanted. He knew what he wanted to do and how he wanted their life to be, and that's what he did for her. And she know her man. So, and for the record, they were married December 2023, but it was 6 months later that we found out.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, speaking of knowing your person, I don't know how well these men know you, Lauren, because you are single.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it every chance I get because I know you're single, but you want love, right?
Yes.
And so I got two more gentlemen for you to choose from. All right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give it to you straight up. 53-year-old gentleman, millionaire.
53.
Yes.
He got great pubic hair.
No. But he has zaddy though. It's not zaddy, like
so it's giving like salt and pepper.
You know what I'm saying? It's not giving Morgan Freeman. It's giving Idris Elba, something like that, right? Now he travels a lot for work. He wants more kids because his are grown and out of the house. And he wants to remarry. He's a deep in love guy. Like he loves love, romantic and everything. You never have to lift a finger. But he wants a housewife and he's a bit controlling. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be paying all the bills, like he wants to make sure like he can control. You know what I mean? You said you ain't no outside type, you ain't no inside type of person. But given the, what he can offer, now you got that man. Then you got the 35-year-old man. He's an overseas athlete. He wants commitment. Christian man, God-fearing, understands values. Y'all align. He goes out of his way to make sure you're safe and loved by him. But he doesn't believe in marriage and he don't want kids. So what you gonna do? Like,
you're not for nothing. Looking from the outside. Jess said you got an older man, millionaire, doesn't want you to work again. You're about to get up out of here. 800-585-1051.
Jess keep trying to retire me. No,
First she wants you to have a baby. Now she wants you up out of here.
She want me to graduate from Eastside High real bad. 2.0, 5.0, 4.0, whatever you get.
And then we're going to jump into Lauren's life. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Check out video of the full show on Tubi. Free. Classic interviews and more on Tubi every day, all day long, all for free. Just search Breakfast Club and grab your popcorn.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.